Welcome, and thank you all for being here. Welcome to the wife-to-be, husband-to-be. Corey and Gabrielle are so thankful for each and every one of you that has joined them here today. They would like to especially thank and honor the family that raised them: Karina, Fernando, Rebecca, Rob, and Casey. Finally, the couple thanks all of those who could not join us here today. Corey and Gabrielle know that they have and will continue to have your love and support. Regardless of which group we fall into, we all gathered here, physically or in spirit, as family, to witness and celebrate the love that Gabby and Corey share. Today, all of us are here to unite and support Corey and Gabrielle, much in the same way that the two of them will join today in their sacred union. Gabby and Corey have an interesting history. They met and started dating right at the ends of their respective previous relationships, so while they got along well, they were a bit emotionally distracted from one another, and after a few months, Gabby moved away to Northern California for an internship. Corey and Gabby's story is not one of love at first sight. It is a story of a slow growth, of work, of listening, laughter, and eventually a realization of love. Gabby came back home to us in Southern California a few months after. There had been enough time for Gabby and Corey to individually heal from their previous breakups, and now they decided that they would like to give things a shot. I want to highlight two moments that were important to Corey during the relationship. On their first New Year's Eve together, Gabby and Corey had a conversation. An open, caring, and honest conversation, but one in which they told each other that they were not in love with one another. Corey was actually relieved to know that they were on the same page emotionally. They were in tune, as they would continue to be in the years ahead. But in that moment, a thought came to Corey. The two of them had real potential to last. The second moment that I'll mention is the first time that Gabby and Corey slow danced. It was on Gabby's 30th birthday. They had gone out for karaoke with a group, and when they danced together, they got lost in each other. Everyone else disappeared. It was just the two of them, and to Corey, everything just felt right. Gabby can't pinpoint any single moment where she knew she was in love. Going into the relationship with Corey, Gabby was skeptical of marriage because of the divorces and the pain that she had seen. And she was skeptical of love because of the relationship experience that she had been through. But over time, as the two of them worked through any problems they might have had, as they truly resolved issues that came up and learned from them, Gabby felt more power in their relationship. While Gabby can't pinpoint any single moment she knew, it slowly crept up on her. It was in the little things, and how easy he was to talk to or be silent around, and how cuddly he was. The way that a hug from him after a long day at work made her feel both energized and at peace. In the way that he recognized that Gabby was sensitive and he was okay with it, never picking on her too much. And it was in the bigger things. The fact that he's fair, even if not immediately so. He always circled back to the issue and gave it more thought. Or the way he was okay with her crying, even if her crying didn't make sense to even her. Or the fact that he liked her family. But finally, it's in the huge things. How well they worked as a team. The way they complement each other, that they're opposites in just the right ways. The way they keep each other in check. Maybe Gabby can't pinpoint any single moment she knew, but one day she realized that they both knew how painful it would be if they weren't in each other's lives. and she knows this. In her words, anyone that has him as a friend is lucky. And I'm very lucky. I was gonna say she starts crying. Because that's what happened when she told me this. I'm very lucky that I get to be his best friend. One day, to our sister Victoria's surprise, Gabby mentioned to her that she could actually imagine being married one day. With Corey, it wasn't such a weird thought. And on the last conversation that Corey and Gabby had about the purpose of marriage, Corey noticed that Gabby expressed an openness to it that had not been there before. Things were different. Corey's asked her friend Phoebe to please come up and read us on it.
Sure. You can pull it off the handle.
It's wireless.
Hold on, guys.
It's okay. I have two.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm composed now. This is a sonnet written by Justin Deep titled Goodbye, Sonoma. We found love in a hopeless place. Our hearts were weary from 2 breaks. Some hope, some peace, the pain did take. I saw myself peering back from your face. Distance and time, we move at our pace, so unsure of us and what we could make. No push, no pull. As we healed through our ache, we grew as friends, cautious, just in case. But then you appeared from Sonoma. Our souls now healed from our repose. My heart alive as if awakened from a coma. I saw a future, us as partners, I suppose. Locked it in before you met my MoMA. Now we are together, forever close.
Okay. Gabby and Corey, I've asked some of your friends to please briefly describe what love is and what it means to them. Love is the willingness to let another see what is worst about you and trusting that they will keep seeing your goodness. For Corey, love is letting Gabby eat off his plate without getting mad. Love is when you're missing some of your teeth, but you're not afraid to smile because you know you'll still be loved even though some of you is missing. Love is the opposite of hating someone so much that you want to never see them again. Love is full mutual acceptance and celebrating who the other already is. Love is an invisible string of light that connects you to another so that their presence can light you up from within. It is found in the little acts of kindness we perform for one another. Love is the perfect unity of all those things we strive for every day: community, family, peace, safety, wellness, and balance. Love is work, but it's some of the most fun work to do. You get to better yourself in order to better take care of yourself and someone else.
That's cool.
Love is beautiful. It is a space where you can unapologetically be yourself. It is the willingness to compromise. And it is being happy when the other is happy. Love is choosing kindness and creating laughter, always assuming the better option, choosing to see the light and accept the dark, and sticking at it when things get hard. It means supporting the other person and choosing to grow with them rather than away from them. It is about choosing to give kindness and respect to yourself, to your significant other, and to your relationship. And finally, love is life. Today is a celebration of your love, of the commitments you make to one another before the world. That love and commitment is what brings your friends and family here today. And taken together, that love and that set of commitments will join you two as one. We come now to the vows. This is where I would have asked Gabby. Testing. I would have said, Gabby and Corey, please face each other and join hands, but you're a step ahead of me. Thank you. But now, per Corey's request, please unjoin your hands. Because it is time for a rock, paper, scissors battle to determine the vows. Single elimination only, shoot on scissors, and the winner decides who reads first. On scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors. You show.
When I ready? 3, 2, nope. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Per the rules, Corey gets to decide. You.
I choose Gabby to go first.
Okay.
Best for last. There's pockets. Thank you, Yan.
Thank you.
Tessie.
When I was a little girl, jeez, already. Okay. When I was a little girl, there were a few opinions I had about love. Firstly, I believed that if I kissed the right guy, I would most likely know that he was the one. Of course, over the years, I learned love wasn't so simple. I saw others go through heartbreaks. I took in heartbreaks, and I dealt out a few of my own. I started realizing no one was perfect. People were difficult to get along with, and perhaps marriage wasn't something that made sense. I became a little cynical, and I started repeating the ideas of other broken hearts. Why marriage? What's the point? Nothing is forever. But then you came along. With your calm wisdom, you understood my internal turmoil on the topic of marriage. Even though you had gone through similar experiences as me, you gave me the audacity to hope. Never had I met someone as patient, honest, silly, and disciplined as you. You were something else. Not only are you an amazing person on your own, but you and I together are pretty cool too. Something I've noticed since you've been around is that life is much easier with a teammate like you. It's kind of ridiculous how well we fit together. While you're more tactful and careful, I'm more spontaneous and outgoing. You like spending money and enjoying it, while I tend to save and look to the future. And we turn these differences into strengths by respectfully listening to each other's opinions so that we may grow and learn from each other anytime we disagree. We are great at balancing each other out, and I'm often astonished at how two people can coexist so well without having to compromise on who we are. 6 years ago today, two strangers met in front of Black Bulls in Huntington Beach. Not expecting much, but that little date is something that I now thank God for every time someone asks me how we met. Thank you, God, for bringing this man into my life. Thank you for giving me the patience and the self-respect to wait for this amazing man. He was worth the wait. And now my vows. I, Gabby, will take you, Corey, to have and to hold for the rest of my or your days. If something is upsetting you, I promise that I will have open ears and open heart so that I may work my very best to figure out how to overcome any problem. If something is upsetting me that might put our relationship at risk, I promise to have the courage to tell you so we can overcome any obstacle by talking it through and working through it together. I promise to always appreciate you, listen to your point of view, and be patient with you. Whether sick or healthy, whether rich or poor, I will always be there for us, putting this relationship on the highest pedestal. We are and always will be a team, and together we can do anything we set our hearts to.
LASIK.
Hi. Hi. I like your face. Do you remember the first time I said that and you laughed at me? Like the sonnet said, we found each other during a tough time. Our lives were going through changes, and I think we kind of had to rediscover ourselves again. Also at that time, we were hurting. But we were able to hurt together and understand each other in a very particular way that other people probably couldn't. We were there for each other. You were there for me. And I have never felt more supported in my life. You're my teammate, and I trust you with every part of me. You will tell me what I really need to hear, even when I don't really want to hear it. Remember when I said, Gabby, when I want to be alone, I just want to be alone with you. That shows how much a part of me you are. You're my best friend, and you always will be. Being with you has made me a better person. I'm softer, more empathetic. I'm more open to people. This is because of your wonderful, giant heart and contagious, caring nature. It really is. You light up a room and you make people happier. I know this whole thing has been scary. It's been stressful. It's been expensive. But I promise we are worth it. I will work with you to get through our hard times. Besides, like, literally losing our minds, I can't imagine anything where we couldn't figure it out together. The balance you give me makes me feel like I could get through anything. For this whole wedding, we split up our task, we played our strengths, we brought the pieces back together, and it fit. Let's keep doing that with all the hurdles in our life. Give each other the tools the other does not possess, and figure it out. I'm shaking. Remember our super sad vampire song? It's a great song, If We Were Vampires. Look it up. There's a line in there that whenever I hear it, I always think of you. And the line is, it's not the way you talk me off the roof. Your questions like directions to the truth. That's you. You ask me the right things and make the right suggestions. I'm always a little stubborn for a minute, but I come around realizing that Gabby is right. I love how intelligent you are. The vampire song, which is really sad, is about mortality. But even more so, it's about being grateful for the time that we have together. The chorus goes, it's knowing that this can't go on forever. Likely, one of us will have to spend some days alone. Maybe we'll get 40 years together, but one day I'll be gone, or one day you'll be gone. You're not supposed to laugh at that part. Our time together may be temporary, but for the time we have, the rest of our lives, I want to give you my best and cherish you, the wonderful person that I get to share my life with. Here are my vows. To accept you as the weird, sweet, and wonderful person that you are. To never make you feel bad about crying. To make mistakes, but to learn from them, as I hope you will too. To acknowledge my flaws, even when you won't, and always work on myself. To never think we have it all figured out. No complacency. Right? To try and remember to give you one bite of my food before it suddenly disappears. To never take your love, to take our love for granted.
If I can have your attention again, thank you. Do you, Corey Williams, take this silly Gabby to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I do.
And do you, Gabrielle Cobos, take this guy, Corey, to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
And to everybody here, do you promise to offer love and support to Corey and Gabby in good times and in bad? Give me an I do. Will the ring bearer please join us? These rings are physical symbols of the vows that these two have just made. Gabby and Corey, this exchange of rings signifies your commitment to always communicate and work through your struggles, to understand each other's needs as you grow and change as people, to always remain best friends, to not to grow stagnant nor complacent, and to never take each other's love for granted. Gabby, please take your ring and place it on Corey's left hand. Repeat after me. Corey, I give you this ring as a symbol of my commitment.
Corey, I give you.
No, that's only for the video. There you go.
I'll hold it.
Corey, I give you this ring as a symbol of my commitment.
That was it? Corey, please take the ring and place it on Gabby's left hand. Repeat after me. Gabby, I give you this ring as a symbol of my commitment.
Gabby, I give you this ring as a symbol of my commitment.
We're doing it.
Oh.
Gabby and Corey, in your own words, love is that condition in which the happiness of another person is essential to your own. Love is not what you say, it is what you do. So continue to not only say, but do. Continue to put in the work to make each other happy, for each other's happiness is essential to your own. Live your vows every day. And congratulations more than anything in the choice you've made to affirm the commitments you've already been living up to. In many ways, your relationship already was a marriage. Ready? This part needs to be verbatim, so I'm gonna. By virtue of the authority vested in me, as a Deputy Commissioner of Marriage for the County of Orange, I now pronounce this couple united in marriage under the laws of the state of California. Gabby, you may kiss the groom, and Corey, you may kiss the bride.